Steve.
Oh, Robin's one pissed him off yesterday.
Yeah, I know that. I want Robin's taking my place. I just hate that.
Steve and I texted to late last night. Why's there grass all over the floor?
Because I walked outside and walked inside. The dogs walk outside and walk inside.
And they tracked it in.
He's the smartest man he's ever known.
He ain't known many people either.
But he does respect you, Avery. He told me last night, he said, we may not agree. He said,
He fears me because it's not respect. Trust me.
No, he said he's a very smart man. Bye, Marty.
See ya.
Okay.
Whoa.
Megan just reminded me and thank God for my job.
Who reminded you what? Your what's expired? Well, you got you're not the one. Your license? Is your driver's license expired too? What is their last date on that one? Oh my. Good luck. Sometimes they're saying it's 6 weeks out now. We're up. Mike's going hot. Oh, well, I did it. I made it through another April Fool's Day. I didn't get pranked, and I'm disappointed that no one even tried. So, y'all, watch out. I will behave myself this year. I think I'll work on a couple of news-making elaborate pranks for next year. I got
Lord.
364 days to go.
You do.
I'm pretty sure that local TV news folks might want to take advantage of any video that I might capture of these events. And I'm not going to tell you where it will be. Probably won't be around here. Not around the house. Probably somewhere, right, hiding in plain sight.
Okay.
All right. Now it brings us to the second day of April, the day for the big kickoff of events for the 78th North Carolina Azalea Festival in Wilmington. That's good. The city of a million azaleas. Those flowers are blooming all over the city. And in spite of what Lee said last week, they're blooming all over Jacksonville as well. If you can spare some time, those are all sorts of sites to take in. Private gardens to more private gardens. They got about a dozen of them on the tour. You get to check out all the handiwork of all those people who work all year round, area residents, to make sure that their gardens are worthy of being selected to be on the tour every year. There are people who compete for that, and they do have competitions in the garden club.
Yes.
It's kind of it's pretty wild. I understand it's cutthroat.
Our home's in the tour too, so.
Thursday night's Justin Moore concert promises to be a big hit. Great country music from a really nice guy. From everything I've understood, hearing about him, he's a really nice guy too. Nice family guy. Friday night, you have a chance to see a first class rap artist, Flo Rida. I never heard of him because I don't follow that type of music very much. But apparently he's really way up at the top of the list.
I'd love to be there. I'm not going, but I'd like
a lot of people like him.
Maybe I shouldn't have given those 2 tickets away.
You heard that song, Apple Bottom Jeans, Boots with the Fur? That's his song.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've been singing that in my
Hey,
head
y'all.
ever since
You still got some chance to get some tickets. They can be bought online at the Azalea Festival website, or if you're in Wilmington or near Wilmington, just go by the festival's ticket office. I think it's still on Oleander Drive out near Seagate, but don't hold me to that one. You can check online. You'll find it. And, honestly, it's been a long time. I haven't been to a festival since 2005. That was the last one. It's been 20 years.
20 years ago.
Yeah. And I miss all the hubbub, the action of that whole event. It was activities from early morning until late evening.
Okay. You
And-
talking like a music concert?
Well, no, the concerts are there, but I
Right.
mean, as a worker, because
Yeah.
they had over 700 back in the day, and I probably still got that many working for this festival.
Right.
And the volunteers worked pretty much, some of us year round,
Mm.
because even when I wasn't shooting photos of the events that were happening this week of, then I was copying photographs, doing this and doing that. This was the days before digital, of course. I had to photograph a copy of every picture that came in so that we can make publicity prints and get things in the programs and all
right.
that sort of good stuff. It was an interesting period of time, and I miss that. I would shoot several thousands of photographs during that time, and got pictures of, and this was all on film, and had to process it and print it. I shot every float, generally about 200 different floats or units in the parade each year. So I'd shoot that as well.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
And then people pictures in about a week or so. We had used to what they call a picture party, so all the volunteers could come to the picture party and have snacks and whatever's.
Nice.
And then they got a chance. I had all the photos laid out, thousands of photographs laid out, and with a number on each one of them, cataloged a number. Now, if you do not spent 2 weeks with my eyeballs going in circles because each number responded to a number on the negative on that particular roll of film,
right.
and that's how it had to be processed. So when the orders
Yes.
were given, when everybody put their orders in, then I had to compile that down into how many of each print does need to be printed, because a lot of people would get the same pictures, of course. So anyway, but it was a lot of fun. I had a
Yes,
blast.
that's what matters.
Meeting all of those
Yes.
folks who were there. It was just a lot of
Meeting
a
all
good
those
time.
beauty queens.
Oh yeah, well there was some Felicia Rashad. Who was she?
She was on the Cosby Show.
Yeah, she was
the
Mama.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was Mama Cosby.
Yeah, she was the queen.
Right. Yeah, I remember that
So
year.
mid '80s or something. So
Right. I mean,
it was.
I only remember because I looked it all up not
Mhm.
long ago. But yeah.
She was a great lady to photograph. I mean, I had spent some quality time with every one of the queens
Right.
for over 25 years. I did that just for that part, and they were lots of fun people. Lots of fun people. Okay, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
Wow. I'm Lee Barrels. I forgot.
Did you want us to say "wow" for you?
No,
Or
but
why
I'm
did
like,
you,
wow, we didn't do that already?
Did you feel bad about having to say "wow" for yourself?
No, it was
Wow,
wow. for
I'm Lee
all of
Barrows.
us.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Well,
Wow.
it's not that kind of wow.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was like, wow, okay. Yeah, that's right. We've got to do that.
Nice and cool out there this morning.
Oh, it's
It's all nippy.
beautiful.
Hovering around 50 degrees here in the backyard.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it.
On the deck a few
I
minutes
wish it
ago
stayed
was
like
52.
this all the time. Like
Well, wait until tomorrow. Oh, wait until Friday.
don't
yeah,
just throw
50s
it
in the
back.
morning and 70s in the day. Even a low 80. That's okay with me.
Well, how about around 89 or 90?
As long as it's not
Get
too
your, sweat,
humid.
get your sweating clothes out. That's coming.
Unless it's not. Yeah, I know it. Well, I was
When
watching.
thieves strike, when anybody who wants to steal something, when they come on, they make people mad. You know that? They make people mad like me. Oh, people get irritated. Some even get really mad. Some can be vicious if they catch these people. Imagine this one for just a moment. Over in Lenore County, not very far from here,
Mhm.
Michael Bridwell was nabbed for stealing some stuff. Not just any stuff, and not just any place. He stole it from a church. The 41-year-old entered a guilty plea to stealing.
He
Ready?
needs to go straight to hell.
What did he steal? 2 handicap ramps at the church.
What in the no? That's double jeopardy
That
right
is.
now.
That's-
Besides stealing from
yeah.
a church and stealing from the handicap.
He also pleaded guilty to using a fake name when the cops caught him. That's called identity theft, by the way. That's not just using a fake name because you're using it for other purposes. You're in a world of trouble.
Wouldn't that be obstruction also?
Stupid is all it is. First degree stupidity, felonious stupidity.
Right.
The judge, well, he was found guilty, of course. Bridwell appeared in court wearing his prison tattoos on his face. He's now been ordered to spend a minimum of 3 years and a maximum of 5 years in the North Carolina Department of Corrections. At the end of that sentence, it's not over for him. He's going to be turned over to the great state of Georgia, where they have some charges waiting for him there, too. Now, you know me. Bridwell with prison tats on his face, the first thing I thought about, I got to go ahead and run his record. Well, I did. In North Carolina, Bridwell has already spent some quality time behind bars. Convictions. Are y'all listening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Convictions include safecracking, multiple counts of second-degree burglary, driving with a revoked driver's license, larceny, felony burglary, DWI level 4, possession of dope, a couple of more larcenies, a couple of counts of credit card fraud, obtaining goods by false pretenses, and stealing a credit card.
Anything
He's
else?
thief.
He's a crook. He's a thug.
Okay, the 3 to 5 year sentence sounded pretty good deal for stealing just a couple of wheelchair ramps when I first
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah.
That was okay, that's
Yeah.
that's a standard sentence. But
But then you hear all that.
then you see his rap sheet. Why is this clown?
Correct.
Why is this clown not being charged as an habitual felon? These other
I
cases
agree.
that I read, you was only 1 or 2 of them that were misdemeanors.
I agree.
Everything else was felonies. He is definitely a 3-time loser.
Wow.
3 times at bat, convicted felon. It's time to charge him again. He certainly has the credentials and the experience. He certainly needs to be off the streets anyway, forever, from normal people. Please, anyone, tell me whether this guy stands any chance. He's 41 years of age. You heard his record. You heard what he did and got caught for here, stealing handicap ramps, probably going to sell them for scrap metal. Just guessing. I don't know. He may have sold them to somebody else who needed them.
I mean,
Tell me why, if you think he can be rehabilitated. He's 41. Is there any hope for this guy to be rehabilitated? And could he be trusted in society, even if he could con the people in the parole department
maybe.
or in the prison system? Could he be rehabilitated? Why? How?
There's always
Cut his
a
hands
chance.
off and make it difficult to steal stuff.
There's always a chance.
Yeah, and there's a chance that it's going to snow at the end of this month in
You better
Jacksonville.
be careful. It has snowed in April before.
It
Not at
has.
the end of the month.
Yeah, it has snowed in April before.
I said at the end of the month.
Doesn't matter. It's still April.
It is still April. Good
Tell
point.
him, Kelly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, I'm about
we're
to-
teaming up.
I'm about to yell at Rayford. You lied to me, Rayford.
Again, I got caught at it.
Yes.
And
You told
once,
me
Only once I got caught at it.
that I could renew my driver's license online, and I just sat here and tried to do it. And I get this little in red, sorry, there's a problem with this renewal. Not eligible for online renewal. Contact DMV support personnel. Gave me a number. You don't never get a human. So I pulled it up. When you pull up my actual license on my little profile, the status of your
Let's see
North
what
Carolina
mine
driving
says.
privilege is active and will expire. It gives a date. The total number of active points associated with your record is 0 because I don't have any points on my license.
How many times have you
Don't say
reviewed
that.
it online?
Never.
Never.
I don't think so.
I can't
Because
remember.
I know I
Let's
didn't
see what mine
because
says.
I have a real ID. I had to go in and get that. You know, you got to go in and get that little star and all that other stuff. I didn't do that online.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, maybe that's
That's the
why.
reason.
Because it's a real
They got to
ID.
prove you.
Well, everybody's about to have a real ID if you want to fly.
That's true.
And how? I
I'm
mean,
going to see
I
if
got a
I can do
passport. I
mine.
don't need a real ID.
well, I have a passport too, but I want that real ID as well.
Why?
Well, I got to renew my license anyway. So, I mean, at this point, I don't like always travel. If I'm traveling
Go ahead
domestically,
and make an
I
appointment.
do not want to take. How do I do that? I'm looking on here trying to find a way to make an appointment.
Call the number out of the.
These people are not okay. Bets right now on how long it takes me to get through to a human on this DMV phone number. How long do you think it'll take, Rayford?
I don't know. I've got a cell number for somebody.
Lee, what do you think? How long do you think I'll be on hold for?
Depends upon what time you call.
Well, it was me, and I called, and they put me on hold, and I was on hold more than 10 minutes. I would hang up and probably be so angry I would not call back until the last minute.
I think it'll be at
Would
least
be
a
me.
30-minute wait.
Yes.
I think it'll at least be 30 minutes.
You're going to try to call the Raleigh number, aren't you?
That's what number it gave me.
Look in the telephone book.
Who has a telephone book?
I do.
Well, then let me have your telephone book. Was it from
Okay.
1920?
I'm going in here to see what mine
Yeah,
says.
tell me what yours said. Yeah, but is yours due to be renewed?
Nope. But I just want to see what it says. Oh, they can renew their license up to 6 months before it expires at any driver's license office, and in many cases online.
You
Up
ain't
to
one of the
6
many
months
cases.
Before, well, I've got
Licenses
like a
can be
month.
renewed online up to 2 years after the expiration date. 2 years. They get,
So I have to wait till it expires and then try to go online and renew it. I'm not going to do
no,
that.
you've got 2 years to renew it after it expires. Is
Once
that
again-
not crazy?
Yeah, you better not be driving though during that
I
time.
was going to say I can't drive. I won't be able to get on a plane,
Oh.
and I have to fly out in
You got a
July.
passport.
Yeah, but I don't
Ready
like
to
when I fly
renew?
domestically. I do not like carrying
Well,
my
then don't
my
fly.
pass- I got to go on
Then
a
you
trip in
won't be able
July.
to go and fly if you don't have a valid driver's
Frank,
license.
You're not a help
I-
at all.
you're
Find
just
me
trying to-
somebody
you're-
get me an
You're
appointment.
trying to circumvent the.
I'm not. I'm trying to renew my dang license before it expires. What I'm trying to do.
Should've
If you
called
hadn't
them
asked
3
me, I
months
would have
ago.
forgot it needed renewing.
Then you would have been in trouble.
I'm glad you asked
No,
me.
because
that
she's
question.
got 2 years to renew it.
No,
Yeah, but I can't
but
fly.
you can't drive them.
Oh, well,
drive
yeah, if
that
I get caught driving with the expired license,
Well, she's got 2
that's got to be a
years.
fine.
but you can't drive during that 2-year period of time.
Yeah, I don't want those points on my license. I have 0 points. I'm trying to keep.
Let's
my
say you
0
can
points.
drive. They say you can renew it without having to take the test again.
Oh, I definitely don't want to have to take that
Then
test
you better get
again.
it renewed. And next time, start early.
Where on here is there like isn't there supposed to be like an appointment thing on here somewhere? It tells you how to make an appointment.
I will tell you that they have now extended their hours, and they're also going to be open on Saturdays. And Saturday is a walk-in.
Can you imagine what a nightmare that'll be on a Saturday?
Let me ask you this:
Mhm.
Have you ever been camping?
Yeah.
Then go out there and camp out Friday night, right up on the steps,
Mm-hmm.
and put first in line. Get behind me. Okay, just do it. Put a tent out there if you need to. Take a
Kelly-
sleeping bag. You can do it. It's not. You're tough.
Something's not right because they're making me go through page after page after page to answer questions.
I had to do that.
Oh, did you already go
Keep
there? I
going.
confirm
Hit
these.
confirm.
Yeah. Because I'm just
See what it
like,
tells you.
yeah,
You see,
okay.
your license is not set to expire, so
I know, but I'm still want to see what it does. Why
Okay.
not?
All right, time to move on.
Okay.
Here's a tragic story, and this is serious. An Elizabeth City woman is facing charges after her vehicle struck and killed 2 pedestrians early Sunday.
Oh no.
The Highway Patrol says it happened about 6:50 in the morning on Sunday, south of Elizabeth City.
Mm.
Deborah Stevenson was heading north when troopers say she crossed the center line and she struck 76-year-old Roger Whidbey and 62-year-old Eileen Whidbey from behind.
I know that number.
The two were walking north in the southbound lane of the highway.
Wait.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
Hold on just a minute. Let me show you the diagram here. See this? This is the highway, 2 lane. This is north. They were walking this way. She was driving north in the southbound lane, north in the
Mhm.
northbound lanes. They were working north against traffic. No traffic was there.
Mhm.
That's the way you're supposed to walk, right?
Okay.
Facing traffic.
But why are they in the road?
Good
in the
question.
lane because there was
Okay, so
nobody
she
coming.
crossed that median or
She
whatever.
crossed the center line.
Wow.
I had to
Did
draw it
she
out
just
so I
see
could
2
explain it to
people
you.
Walking,
It
some
was
will mow these
quarter-
people
it was
down.
10 minutes till 7 in Sunday morning, and it's still fairly dark in a
Yeah.
lot of places at that time of morning.
But was she trying to make a left turn or just
No, she was driving and she crossed the center line.
so she was drunk?
And no, she's 69 years old.
Oh.
6:50 in the morning. So I had to draw
Okay.
it out when I read the description.
I'm totally
here.
confused. Read that one part
show you
about
the
how it
picture.
happened.
Okay, it's a 2-lane road, right?
2-lane road.
Going north and going south, right?
Right.
They were in the southbound lane, walking
Okay.
against traffic, going north.
Right.
She was going north in the northbound lane. She had to cross over the center
I
line,
get you.
and she struck them from behind. Got it?
I would think that was intentional,
That's
but
what
I'm just
I'm
saying.
No,
like,
she's 69 years old. They
Well, 69-year-olds can intentionally kill people.
69. Yeah, they can, but why? There's
I'm
no
just
reason
saying.
for them to
I
happen.
love to kill somebody every day.
She's 69. She's charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor death by vehicle and driving left of center.
Wow.
That it's awful. Everybody's.
What are the odds
Families
of that
on
even
everybody.
happening?
Yeah. That's a
On a big
freak.
giant
Did she
road.
look? Was she falling asleep? Did she drop something? I mean, anything could happen.
You think about that, Kelly.
Anything can happen.
All the miles of road, and it was that
I
one
was gonna say,
particular
all
spot.
the miles of road.
That's
Yeah.
what I call a
So-
freak thing.
I agree.
We got Kathy Marks on the
I
phone.
gotta find my headphones.
Kathy, good morning.
Stephanie, aka Stephanie.
Stephanie, how you doing, Stephanie?
Yes, I'm Stephanie today.
Okay, good.
This is for Kelly. Kelly, I went through the same thing with the driver's license issue.
Yeah.
If you, they don't take appointments right now because when I called, they were booked for the next 6 months,
Mhm.
and that was everywhere in the state of North Carolina.
Oh my God.
Go figure that. So if you show up there in the morning, first thing, they're going to tell you come back at noon. 12 o'clock is when you can go and get your license renewed. Not before. Not before. So,
Oh my
You
word.
need to run on over there at 12 o'clock
yep.
or get a stand-in, get Robin, let him run over there. Kelly, there are male Kellys too, right?
Mhm.
And just
There are.
carry
There are,
a
but,
copy of your driver's license so he can say, I'm Kelly and I'm here to renew my license. And here's
Yeah.
a copy
Well,
of it.
they don't take your name. They don't give you a number. So when 12 o'clock rolls around and they open up that little line, then everybody jumps up there and it's a fight. So who gets to where in the line?
Mine's not due for another
Yep.
2 years.
Oh,
Maybe
this
I
is
should make my appointment now.
outrageous. Yeah.
Isn't that a great system?
Well, I'm gonna have to take a whole day off work then.
You just
Our
gotta go over there at
clients.
noon. Just be
Well,
over
it
there at
should be
noon.
about
But
2
once
hours,
again-
so.
That's not a whole
Yeah.
day. You can see a bunch of people between 8:30 and 9 o'clock and noon. My goodness gracious. When's the next holiday? Monday holiday.
They're not open
Coming
on
up.
holidays.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
And look at it like this, Kelly. You'll meet so many people there that
Oh, yeah.
probably need your help anyhow by the time they're done.
No,
So,
she's going to need to find somebody that she can get help from. Is what it's going to amount to.
This is
that too, I'm
crazy.
sure.
I don't think I would
Yeah,
want to be asking her for assistance standing in line while she's been standing in line. That would be like, just kill yourself.
I'll just bring headphones and a
I'm telling you,
book.
just
At least
by
I
the
got a
time they
book
get
I need to
standing
read.
up, the line is out the door, and you're
Oh,
like, you're
God.
kidding me.
Bring a spare
yeah.
book. And by the
Yeah,
way, temperature on Fridays is going to be 90.
I'm gonna bring a picnic. Just eat and
You should, but you bring your lunch.
Well, don't
you
forget
can
what
for-
happens when you eat or drink.
what? Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. I'm not using a D&B bathroom. I do draw the line at that. That's gotta be gross.
You
No way.
Now the bathroom's not bad, Kelly.
I
had to use it, so.
Don't want to take that chance. No.
the Saturday hours, it's not going to do you any good.
Depends on what you should do.
It does not start until June 7th for the Saturday
Don't do me any
hours.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
they give you what they do is they give you a paper license, and they say within 7 to 10 days you get your regular license, and so you drive around with this piece of paper.
There's
your
a
license
reason
is
for that.
expire.
There's a reason for that
Yeah.
because that way they have a mailing address. If it comes back, then they know you're conning them. You don't really live there.
Right. I'm
Right.
getting up with our favorite senator today. He needs to come in here, explain this.
Mhm.
Well, they
We
just-
got the same message I did when she tried. Said,
Well, she's got 2 years to go.
I know.
I think.
Yeah.
I need
2
to
years
check.
ago, I wouldn't be sweating it.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I mean, I might not even be here in 2 years. I'm that big a deal then. Come get me.
I need
Well,
to
at least I'll get a
check.
new photo taken.
I
So I
may
guess
be-
that's a plus. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the way they take them now? They
Oh,
make you mad
yeah,
first,
I've
and then they
never-
snap you one time. Get up, get out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a straight mug shot.
Ah, okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kathy, very much for that info. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, she really appreciates
You're very
it.
welcome.
She really
I'll save you
appreciaes
a lot
it.
of time and trouble. But
Loads of
Oh,
thank yous. Oh yes, she's
Mine
smiling. Thank you.
expires 2027.
Thank you,
But look
Kathy.
at the picture online.
At least now they won't complain about your hair.
That
if you have to
picture's
go-
like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Because I've always renewed it online. And they use the same picture.
Wonder if I can renew mine online this year.
That's why when I go to
Wonder when
vote,
mine's expired.
that's why when I
That's
go
right.
to
I'm
What
vote,
glad you asked me that. I knew mine expired this year, but I had forgotten it.
I've got 2 more years. When does my CCW expire? Check.
Oh, good. I've got until 2035.
Are you serious?
They
Yeah.
give me a permanent one sometimes.
Because they figure you're going to die. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I have one more. I've got till January on my CCW. Oh, my gosh.
I would go ahead and put that app in about 1st of November, the application.
I know
Okay.
my passport doesn't expire until 2027. I do know that. So I just looked at it.
Yeah.
But I just don't like to carry that
Whoa.
around when I fly domestically.
I don't
I'm
know.
scared of losing it.
Are you not going to lose your driver's license?
It's in my wallet and that big giant thing. Have you ever seen my wallet? How big that thing is? But I got one of those RFID things where it keeps people from
Yes.
being able to
Uh-huh.
scan wallets that where people can't scan your cards through your purse.
Heavens.
Look, you got to have it. There's a lot of creepy thieves out there. As much as I travel, they will do it.
Weather's looking pretty good out there, even for venturing offshore. If you want to do that, high pressure is anchored offshore right now through the end of the week and into the first half of the weekend at least. Easterly winds around 15 knots today, 3 to 4 foot seas, 3 foot waves from the east about 5 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Tomorrow, southerly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Southwesterly winds on Friday. When the winds are from the west, the fishing is best. 15 to 20 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers choppy. Surf temperature, by the way, for those who are asking, it's climbing up to degrees in the surf at Riceville Beach area, and with some pretty warm air temperatures this week and weekend,
Nice.
you can expect it to inch upwards a tad. Offshore, water temperatures about 64 or so and climbing. Time for the beginning of the Spanish invasion.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Spanish Max
Spanish
Okay.
Max.
Well, that makes you happy.
makes me happy.
Okay. Today, partly sunny, high of 72. However, we will have 20-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 63. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 82. We'll still have those 20-mile-an-hour gusts. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 64. And on Friday, mostly sunny, high of 87 with 17-mile-an-hour gusts. Now, it looks like Sunday night, it starts to have a decent chance of rain, and then Monday, but that's so many days away. I won't even say you'll get your rain that you won't, Rayford.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll be
I
all
was looking, and right now, early predictions,
Mhm.
which we all know what that means, 1 to 2 inches.
Well, we'll see.
right. I think they lied about that earlier.
Well, yeah, remember we were under a torque on 2 this last one, and we barely got rain.
We're on what?
A torque on 2,
Uh,
a level 2 for tornadoes. You know, they have
Really?
torque ons. Yes. When you get up to 3, 4, 5, just go
Uh-huh.
ahead and take a trip to well, I would say the mountains, but no.
No.
Take a trip somewhere for a couple days.
Yeah. If I don't find whoever these gremlins are that are playing in my computer,
Seriously? You have gremlins?
yeah, I've got some gremlins out
Oh,
there,
wow.
and they, you know that stuff that I talked to you about yesterday about putting a big board, about a 10-inch wide board, about 8 feet long, and secure it to the top of the tower at the 1,900-foot level on the TV towers,
Right.
and let these idiots who do things that I don't like, they instead of walking the plank from a boat and dropping into the ocean, let them walk that plank,
Right.
and they got 1,900 feet to think about it on the way down. That would be a long, miserable ride.
Robert
wouldn't
wants
you
to
think?
know. He said, please repeat what's going on at the DMV. Basically, what it is was Kelly's license is due. She went online to renew it, and it said she couldn't renew it online. And we were just talking about how hard it was to get an appointment at the DMV, and that the local DMV is going to open up on Saturdays, but that doesn't start till June. So anyone has a license that you're close to an expiration date on it, you better start
You might,
making
you might want to
arrangements.
go ahead and try to make an appointment
Right.
now or as soon as you can, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, evidently they take appointments up to noon, and I can verify what Kathy said because I read that as I was looking this morning,
Mhm.
and so I would say, I think they said you can actually renew a couple months in advance.
Yeah,
So-
you get over there.
Yeah, you can
Kelly
get over
running?
there.
I have to go. My daughter just got in a car accident.
You heard?
Oh,
Yeah, I gotta go.
okay.
Oh,
There's been a
gosh.
wreck somewhere. All right,
Oh,
hope for
no.
the best there. Okay, let's take a quick break.
The 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival is proud to present Justin Moore.
Here's to the ones who didn't make it back home.
Thursday, April 3rd at Live Oak Bank Pavilion in Wilmington with Cameron Marlowe.
I'm giving you
Justin Moore.
somebody else with.
Thursday, April 3rd in Wilmington. Tickets on sale now at ncazaleafestival.org. Also performing at this year's North Carolina Azalea Festival, Flo Rida, the 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival.
Thanks in part to Rent-A-John, the official portable restroom sponsor of the Azalea Festival. Offers reliable 24/7 portable sanitation rentals, dumpsters, and temporary fencing for all your event and construction needs. Locally owned and always ready to serve Wilmington with clean, top-quality restrooms and more. By Liberty and Plenty Distillery, makers of fine and handcrafted vodka, rum, whiskey, and gin. And a proud sponsor of the North Carolina Azalea Festival. Take a sip and enjoy with spirited curiosity. And by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be with the U.S. Army. Discover careers and opportunities you never knew existed at GoArmy.com.
Oh yeah, somebody's making comments about me and having access to somebody I can get to.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you know, you got to. I don't even need a driver's license.
Right.
I'm not going. Why would I need a driver's license? I have to get stopped for doing something stupid, right?
Right. Exactly.
Then I just look at him and plead stupid.
Well, you know,
Officer,
there's
I really,
people-
sir. You know, it's not my fault. It's my wife's fault. She told me to go to the store to get something.
Right.
So blame her.
Hey, want to
And
say
then she
good
said,
morning.
hurry back.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not
No.
all of us can be special, Rayford.
Oh, well. They even have a special bus for me to ride on.
Uh-oh, don't start that.
Oh, yeah, here we go again.
Yeah.
3 installation gates at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune and Marine Corps Air Station New River will be temporarily closed.
Yes.
While rumble strips you want the rumble? Rumble strips are installed to increase safety and remind drivers to slow your butts down when going onto or leaving the installations.
I thought those, when I first read it, meant the spike sticks, the things where that if they have to stop a
They've
car.
already got those.
Yeah, I knew they had those, but I thought
The
they were.
gates affected by the closure are Holcomb Gate and Wilson Gate on Marine Corps Base Lejeune, and the Curtis Gate at Marine Corps Air Station New River.
Right.
Each gate will close for an 8-hour period on a Saturday when traffic congestion
That's good.
is lower. I would think about midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night would be a perfect time to put them in. If they want.
They have to pay overtime.
Okay,
Nighttime work.
here they are. The Holcomb Gate is closed Saturday. That is this Saturday
Right.
from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you want to go aboard Camp Lejeune, you're going to have to figure another way. Boats work well. I wouldn't suggest it. They're closed this Saturday. The Holcomb Gate is closed this Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The Wilson Gate,
Right.
the following Saturday,
Oh, okay.
12th, from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The Curtis Gate, that's New River Gate,
Right.
is Saturday, April 26th, from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
Should not be a
So
problem.
you shouldn't have any trouble.
No
You
trouble
can pick
at all.
another time.
No
Okay.
trouble at all.
In February, both installations reduced the speed limits from 25 to 15 miles per hour on inbound and outbound approaches to all gates. This was at the direction of the U.S. Northern Command. Does that mean Santa Claus? I
That
guess
means
not.
somebody higher up than me.
Yeah.
For sure.
So anyway, they're going to close those things to put these warning strips in. That's all they are. Is, you know
Yes.
what, the rumble. It's kind
Yes.
of like when you drive off the road on some of the roads. You
Yeah,
go,
and
boop,
you
boop,
hit
boop,
the edges of. That's
right.
Dr. Stein.
It's Wednesday and it's 7:30, and that means it is time to go visit the doctor, Dr. Rosemary Stein. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. It's nice to hear your voices.
Oh, glad to be heard this morning. Whew.
Very true.
With all this congestion, I was yesterday talking, and I got about halfway through. I was getting more and more hoarse,
Right.
trying to get phlegm up, and I'm trying to figure out why yellow little particles coming down means that all of my sinuses drained at the same time. What is this process that I didn't understand in biology?
Now you'll make me cough. Okay, we're good.
Triggering allergies. So, because most human beings are allergic to pollen.
Okay.
So that It's as
Interesting.
simple as that.
Well, why can't we do something about that? Either fix all the human beings or we get rid of the pollen.
Well, there are places that probably don't have a lot of pollen because they don't have a lot of trees.
Mhm.
But North Carolina is just not one of those.
Well, if I could get a prescription, and so I could write it off, as a deduction, a prescription, I don't have to go very far. I'm still in North Carolina, and it's pollen free. There's one location out there that I know is pollen free. It's about 50 feet underwater offshore.
Oh, I see. Well, then you're right about that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Kind of hard to make a living there.
maybe everybody
Full time,
just
I mean.
needs to come out Saturday with their water hoses at a certain time. Let's all get out, take our water hoses, and start hosing it down.
Okay, you can do that too.
Yeah.
What is going on in the world of medicine for little kitties?
Just what you described. Lots of congestion. They all sound pretty hoarse. Their noses are running like little faucets. So they're a little miserable. Some of them. The ones that get hit by the allergies the hardest are the ones that are really having a tough time. And sometimes because they don't spit and they don't blow their noses, they get infections. So we're dealing with that. But, they feel a little bit better. A few days of allergy meds and realizing they have to wipe their noses and they're all ready to go back to their normal lives.
Is there any way that like every 30 minutes or so you just go flush your system somehow and get the stuff to come out so it doesn't become mucus and just keeps draining? What can you do? Any
With an
preventative action?
adult, I think it's a little easier. They have those sinus irrigation things that help. You just take this big bottle and you rinse your sinuses with saline. You can do that as an adult, but that's awfully difficult to put a kid through. So there's not a lot. Still do put that saline in there and suction it out, but it's not. And the kid doesn't understand what you're doing it, so they're upset.
Is this that thing that you put a hose up one side, turn the faucet on, and it comes out the other side of your nose?
What? Oh.
Similar to that, yeah. That's the concept.
Okay. All right. So did you put saline in, drainage stuff comes out the other side? Ugh, that just sounds awful.
It's no fun. It really is no fun.
Okay, then I don't want to do it. I'll just have to keep blowing my nose.
Oh my goodness.
And coughing up stuff. Little mess. We're 1st of April. We've got a couple of months left to go with this school year. Are we looking for anything traumatic, disease wise or anything else on the horizon that these kids got to be worrying about, or are we going to do the normal precautions this time of year?
I think mostly normal precautions. Insect bites is what we're looking at a lot, and infected insect bites. The parents should understand that there are some good alternatives to DEET insect spray for kids that might help them out, but just vigilance is the best thing. That's one of the top things. We already talked about the allergies and how we expect them to a good portion of them at least, to have allergies. So make sure that you have your prescription and over-the-counter medicines ready for the kids. Your good old Zyrtec, if that's what helps, or Claritin, the nasal sprays, the saline. So if you haven't gotten them, this is a good time to remind yourself, I need to have that, because the kids play outside. They're going to have those symptoms. But remember, they fall more. They fracture and bruise themselves more. Good to have precautions. Talk to them about keeping themselves vigilant about their environment so that they fall a little less. If little Johnny tells them to do something that they think is utterly stupid, don't do it, because you might hurt yourself. This is when the kids really get rambunctious and they wind up in ERs and urgent care centers a lot more because they've been cooped up And you know, the hallmark of kids is that they're rather dumb. Their frontal lobe is not developed.
Rather dumb. A pediatrician just called kids in general rather dumb.
We were all rather dumb.
I cannot disagree with your analysis whatsoever. Now, one of the things that a lot of folks who do sunscreen and all that sort of good stuff, I think I bought some in 1984, and I've still got it. So,
Yeah,
but
I
let me
just
tell you
threw-
what, forget about using it. Throw
I
it
just-
in the trash, dispose of it properly. Go buy you some every year,
That's
some
what I
new
did.
stuff, because there is an expiration date on it. People are saying, really? Yeah, really. That stuff does expire. You can put a whole bottle of it on you. And if the good stuff that was in it that prevents you from getting burned has deteriorated, guess what? You're going to get burned, and you're going to blame somebody else instead of yourself. Put your reading glasses on, you old fogies like me. Take a look and look for that date. If it's there and it's anywhere close, dump it. Go get some good stuff. And especially
That's
for
right.
the kids.
$20 or so would be very helpful. But think of it this way: if the active ingredient is not working anymore,
It's no good.
and you have no way of figuring it out, you're just frying yourself.
Yep. Yeah. And you're screwing yourself over is bad enough. But for the little kids who might not want to come in from the sun, even when they start feeling the burn, no, you don't want that. Little kids, they might not heed the warnings. They might not recognize or feel the warnings. So
That's really good advice.
yeah. So I mean,
Check out those things, throw them away, and get a new one for the year.
yeah, absolutely.
There's something else coming up too. 'Tis the season for ticks.
Oh,
That's right. And when the kids go outside and they play in the grass and the bushes, make sure you check out those little guys and
Yep.
girls for ticks, and remember to pull them off very, very carefully. If you don't know how to pull them off, then Google it. It's not very complicated, but you don't want to leave remnants of the ticks inside the kid's skin, because then you're going to have an infection.
yeah, there are all sorts of wives' tales and things that have worked that I know of, and things that you probably don't want to try with a little kid. But if the head is embedded, if you can't see the head of that tick, trying to pull it out, you're going to have a problem, and some legs are going to come off, or something. Or even the head will come off, and you will be leaving that in there. No, the tick won't be alive, but the damage will be done, and the infection, the possibility of infection is there. One of the things that two things that I grew up knowing or being told, and hopefully it was true, seemed to have worked. You can smother a tick once it's embedded. Fingernail polish, especially the clear fingernail polish, cover that tick, and they will back out, because they don't like that. They will tend to back out of the system, or they will die and are not holding on, and then they can easily be removed. The other one, I've used it. I don't necessarily recommend it, and the fire department probably says don't do it. You strike a match, one of those old big kitchen matches, blow it out and hold it up near the tick. It's getting hot, and it tends to back out at that time. I tried it. It did work.
Did it burn you?
Do you think I tried it on myself? No. I found a victim. But, we use test dummies for a reason, right?
Right.
That's right.
There you go. Somebody's got to be a test dummy. But no, seriously, there are ways to do it. And you're right. Google it and look for legitimate ways to do that. If it sounds kind of wicked, like taking a razor blade and slicing stuff open, don't do that and forget about it. Go to the doctor. They got ways of getting it done.
Yeah, when you pull the tick out, you should feel it move. If it's not doing that and it sort of releases, then find another way, because you will leave the remnants in there.
Yep, that's right. If you feel like you're separating the tick and leaving part of it in there, then you're going to have to go find somebody to get it out, because get it. That kid will get infected.
That's correct.
Well, yeah.
Now all the parents are up with all of
There you go.
the problems for the spring.
Now, one thing that I will tell you that these old wives' tales about, and it's not even old wives' tales. Other people have said the same thing. You get bit by a mosquito that's bit somebody else has got a cold. You're not going to get a cold from that mosquito bite. They suck blood out. They don't put it in.
That's right. It's what the mosquito metabolizes the blood, and when you get sick from a mosquito bite, it's because of what the mosquito is transmitting from within, not because he's going from person to person and getting whatever disease and giving it to you.
Yeah.
It's how the mosquito is metabolizing and changing the illnesses that he is making inside of himself.
Yeah, mosquitoes do not pollinate you with their diseases like bees do with other stuff, with pollen. So do that. And while we're at it, I was reminded last night over the Ham Radio Network when I was talking about gardening and plants and stuff like that. Now's the time of year. Don't go out there starting spraying around gardens and stuff like that to kill all the bees and stuff out there. They're there for a reason. They're good. The bees hang around.
It just made me think about the bee festival.
I know the bee festival's coming up in May, I think.
Wow.
So anyway, whenever I still got a sign, no mow bee.
During the month of May.
Yeah. During the month of May, we don't mow around here, around where our garden is, where the bees hang out. So,
that's good advice.
Yeah. All right, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dr.
All
Rose.
right, we'll talk to you next week.
She's like, what?
Yeah,
We're kind of all over this.
we can go in all directions here. There's
That's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I just
because she understands that.
Yeah, I heard on the news this morning as I was going out the door, this is the beginning of the tick season. So
It is.
if you're out working in the yard, wear long sleeves, wear long pants, tuck them into your socks.
Yeah, and one of the things my grandmother did, of course, they always had these things, and of course they assumed we were going to be wearing long pants. But even if you're wearing shoes with socks, she used to put kerosene around just on a rag and put it around the tops of your socks or the lower parts of your pants. She said it kept the ticks away. No, you get ticks that you brush by bushes, and ticks are all over the bushes up high too.
Right.
And when you get down there and roll in the grass like all boys do, I'm not sure about all girls, but we get down and roll and jump up and down, and we roll over ticks and we roll over red bugs.
And
I got a few ticks, but I got a million red bugs.
And what people should know too on your animals,
they
put them on a good flea and tick medication, monthly
Absolutely.
preventative service.
Yeah.
And all my animals get the Lyme disease shot every year also. Yes, because one of my dogs had gotten it. Of course, she lived to be 18, but so I put them on that preventative type medication. So, yeah, because your animals will bring ticks in.
Oh, for sure.
So be careful on it.
Jacksonville High School's project graduation reverse raffle is happening this Friday night. You only got a couple days to get some tickets, y'all. We want you to be part of that. Each $100 raffle ticket that you buy includes dinner for two, access to the silent auction and door prizes, and a chance to win $10,000 and share it with me. Every ticket sold helps provide Jacksonville High School seniors with a safe and fun graduation celebration instead of them going out on their own, gathering with a bunch of friends and going out and doing stupid stuff that is generally very dangerous, hazardous to their health.
Right.
This is a great alternative. It's safe, it's secure. Parents, a place you don't have to worry about things. That's good. Buy the ticket, parents. Buy the ticket. You might even get, you could win $10,000. If nothing else, for $100, you and one more person can go enjoy a fabulous dinner. Don't know what it's going to be. I think they said
Food, yes.
Mission Barbecue stuff.
Mission Barbecue
Yay.
donated a lot of stuff. Well,
Yep, and they've
given a lot of
donated,
stuff.
and it's going to be a great evening. So go ahead and buy your tickets. You can get your tickets online through the school's Eventbrite link. That's EVENTBRITE link. It's on. You can find it on Facebook too. The Jacksonville High School Project Graduation. That's what it's called. Just JHS Project Graduation. Or you can call or text. Get your pens and paper ready. You ready? You can call Misty. You can sing Misty for her if you would like. at 910-358-1085. That's 910-358-1085. That's Misty. Misty will be happy to take the money and get you a ticket or two or maybe six. That would be great. And remember, it's for you increase your chances of winning.
That's right.
And it's for, and the most of all is to provide a safe and a fun night for the graduating seniors. And don't forget, this is going to be the last time a lot of these people will see some of their classmates forever. You got to think about that.
I just
It happens that
posted
way.
in the comments the link and the information. And if you need anything else, you're welcome to call me or send me a message. And I'll be glad to answer. And we will just keep posting up until it's cutoff time. So.
Is there a Medicare police investigating agency? I need a Medicare investigator. Hey, Peter, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Peter Wright's joining us. He's a Medicare expert, Medicaid expert. And I will tell you, that last day on March 31st, I just wanted to drown my phone. Actually, I wanted to drown the people who were calling me. I have a last minute effort for you to be able to yada, yada. You know, this is going to be the last. Where did I read that? I got some kind of a message. This is the last time you will ever be able to make changes in your Medicare program for at least 2 years. Huh? Scam a minute.
It really bad this time. I came across one. We'll talk about it. That was knocked my socks off. Just how bad it was. So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, you would have thought some of these were April Fool's jokes. They were being so stupid about it, but no, they're serious. They just want your money. They don't care at what cost it is to you. And oh yeah, you sign up now. I saw that on a spot on a video that I was watching yesterday. The video was by a very legitimate company around here, in fact.
Yeah.
But embedded in that was a commercial. $900 every month if you're on Medicare. Free money, extra free money. You can use it to buy foods. Any kind of food you want.
Yeah, 900. That sounds rather excessive to me.
I'm not sure I'd eat $900 worth a month, number one. But number two, really? Where did this come about? What about all these cuts that I keep hearing is coming down from Medicare, Medicare and Social Security? Something's wrong.
Well, what I didn't like, I mentioned it, I think just before, last week, was the advert that I had popping up on my phone for about the last week of OEP, and that was that it was like the advert made it sound like you got a government handout for $3,300 for groceries for the rest of the year, and how everybody was going to the grocery store and buying all the food because this was available. Yeah. And that it was, so the people that are on dual complete plans, sort of Medicare and Medicaid, they are able to get a food card, but it was making it sound like everybody could get it and you should phone. And what they're trying to do is get anybody and everybody to phone and then try to switch them to
that's the point.
Some plan that they're not on so that they get a commission.
Yeah.
And it's just not right.
I don't know why. We've got investigators, and I know they're all overworked. But if we wanted to put a stop to some of this stuff, some of these people that the Trump administration came in saying we're going to cut expenses by getting rid of people, basically non-essentials, those that are doing things that are not needed to be done. And we know that's happening because they're getting rid of them and they're not losing any of the services. They're not. Some of them are claiming they're going to cut back on this and that. But when they do that, they're likely to really suffer. Why not take those people that are not necessary where they're working and put them in there doing some kind of investigation and working to undermine these scam artists? We need to put a halt to this, and somebody needs to be hurt really badly before this is going to happen.
It's the call centers, I think, that are causing a lot of the problems. But it takes so much time to unwind it. On the 30th of March, I pulled down my book of business from Blue Cross, and I had a look to see what the termination dates were, because day before I can see who's scheduled to terminate at the end of March, on the 31st of March, so that they're in a different plan for the 1st of March, for the 1st of April. And I found 3 people that were scheduled to terminate. So then I had to get in touch with all 3 of them to find out, because I'm allowed to do that until midnight of the 31st of March. After that, I can't phone them up. So I then had.
But these are people that you're already dealing with.
But I'm dealing with,
Yeah,
and I know that I've gone through their plans and I've worked out what the most cost-effective one was for them for the year. So, unless something has changed, like they've got new medications or something, then there shouldn't be a reason to change. So I phoned up these 3 people, and every one of them was a scam. The worst one was that a lady, he's a preacher, but the lady had come and walked, had door knocked his house. So no appointment. You're not allowed to do that.
Good luck on my house.
So they door knocked the house, came in, and he had a plan like yours. He had a
Don't be jinxing my plan.
So he was a federal retiree, and he had a Blue Cross freedom plan. Anyway, she said she was there to help him with his Medicare A and B. Spoke nothing about Advantage plans.
That's what they told me.
And because he couldn't find his card, she asked him for his social security number.
No.
And must have
Then signed him up.
Well, she then walked out. She didn't. She said she'd just make sure that he got his Medicare A and B card because he couldn't find it, and she walked away. And she said nothing else. And so he'd come up on my thing as at the fact it was being cancelled. So I said, well, this is what it shows me, that you've been, you're going to be terminated at the end of March. So I said the only thing I can think of is that they've signed you up for the other company that's doing plans in this area. So the next day together we phoned up the other company. We went on a merry-go-round trying to get all the information, but we found out he'd been signed up dental plan and a Advantage plan. So she got him on both, and he had no knowledge of it, and he.
See, why can't people like that just be prosecuted right up front?
Yeah. Well, I phoned up. I was talking to the Blue Cross area rep on about something else. I just raised this with him. He said this used to be common 15 years ago, and he'd get one a week where somebody had done something similar to this. He says now it's once every three months. And so it's really, really cut back. He says that's very unusual.
Wow.
Well, maybe
he's got 900 agents reporting to him. So
maybe the education that you guys are doing, and the government's doing, but particularly companies like Blue Cross, like all of the legitimate companies with the legitimate licensed operators, they better be. I've asked when they call up, we can do this. Are you a licensed operator? No, but I'll put you in touch with one click. Then I hang up.
So this took me, so far, it has taken me 3.5 hours to unravel.
Wow.
And it took her about 20
and him. So the two of us.
20 minutes on her part.
Yeah. But we are also, he's going to report it to CMS.
Good.
So that we can stop her from doing this in the future. So that's probably going to take another hour. So it's probably 4.5 hours that it's going to have taken us.
In this case, did she just walk in cold, or did she have some information?
She walked in cold.
She's just going door to door?
She's going door to door.
Good.
What happens when she
grief.
runs into a guy that's 22 years old?
She's probably got a list. She's going.
Well,
by,
I
imagine.
know from when I used to do cancer insurance,
Mhm.
and this is 8 years ago, and you were allowed to door knock people's houses. And 8 years ago, I couldn't drive, so I would park my car in a subdivision, a poor subdivision, and I'd go and door knock, from door to door, which you're totally allowed to do. And I'd help people with cancer insurance. And I hated it because my mother died of cancer.
Yeah.
I never realized that. I thought, oh, this would be, I've got a story, but I couldn't stand it after 2 months. Well, I think it was 4 months. I stopped doing it because I was having to talk about my mother all the time and
Sure.
dying when I was 16. And
You can never
and
get
I
over
just could, and I think I've sold 4 cancer plans since then. That's
Wow.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are not allowed to door knock with Medicare Advantage plans at all. So
You
They're out
can't,
there,
door
people.
knock at all.
no, you can't.
Really?
You
Cool.
can't. You
So
can't
that she
hang.
really screwed up.
They're
Good.
out there everywhere.
Put her in jail. Let her make little rocks out of big ones.
I had you talking about scammers. It's like I had somebody call me yesterday with a local number, and it said, "I'm calling about your 21 GMC Canyon." Well, I traded that years ago, and I'm like, I don't have a 2021. She hung up, so it might have been about the car warranty, or maybe she was trying to get me in there to sell insurance.
Whatever.
They do everything. They're crazy.
Well, you would have thought that my number would have been spread amongst the scammers.
Mhm.
Don't even bother because it's a waste of your time. He's going to aggravate you,
I've tried
and he's going to
that.
call you really nasty things.
Hmm.
And I do.
I've tried that, but they call back.
Those that I talk to don't generally call back.
Yeah. The main thing to do is try to if you get the chance, get a new number, and at the same time, or if you got an old number like I have, I got one old number and one new number. I use the do not call.gov list.
Doesn't work.
I've
And
been
it has
on
worked.
that.
I mean, mine don't ring.
I have been on it for years.
Yeah.
I even updated it about 3-4 months ago.
Uh-huh.
I
I
do
still
that.
get the calls.
I do too.
Still get the calls.
So you may be on a list because I've never given
I know I'm
on.
on a list.
Yeah, yeah.
And one guy last night was complaining about email, and he's
Right.
getting a bunch of stuff via email, and he said apparently every time you sign up somewhere for whatever, they want your email address, and they want this. I mean, I noticed that instead of even getting a home address or a telephone number, because we're all wary generally about giving out our telephone numbers when we're just answering questions about something, or our address for sure. But now apparently they're using emails as a scab, and they reach out to you through your email address. And he said I'm getting offers. I'm getting all of these things via email, yada, yada, yada. They want me to do this. And a lot of it's Medicare related. And he's not old enough.
Yeah.
So he was really complaining about it. I said,
Yeah.
well, maybe you signed up for something where old people go.
Yeah.
And you put your email address down there. Just don't put your email address.
Yeah. Well, I get something like 80 emails a day. It's horrible. But my
400
oh wow,
for me, at least.
I go through and try to delete, unsubscribe from some of them.
I unsubscribe, and I'm getting like donation requests from Senator wannabe out in California or yada. I mean,
Oh wow.
not
Yeah.
people in North Carolina even. I see that you're a conservative. Some say I see that you're a progressive and you're leaning in the right direction. And we need to undo Trump's at work and do this and vote for me. Oh, by the way, send me $25, $50, $100 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
If you don't ask, you don't get. That's unfortunately that's why they do it. I imagine.
Well, I always hit unsubscribe, and then I also hit the little button that says scam, and then before I delete their thing, I don't delete it. I hit scam,
Mhm.
and then it said, "Do you want to block this person?" Well, you betcha. So
Yeah.
I can go into my trash pile very often, and I find all of those same people that I have unsubscribed to and put down on the scam list and block list, and they still show up, but they don't. They're only on my scam list, and my scam list automatically updates them, gets rid of everybody every 30 days.
Okay.
If I don't go in
Yeah.
and just wholesale
Yeah.
delete them anyway.
I was just looking at my list. I have probably over 500 block calls from spammers and stuff. And I do the same thing. It goes nowhere when you report it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
hit it anyway because it just makes me feel better.
Yeah, I did it too, but
Yeah.
well, I got 17 scams since yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, unfortunately. Peter, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
You were talking about now that the open enrollment period is over and things, people that you can still help now, like people turning 65, getting Medicare for the first time. But you have down here FEMA related events. Would you explain that, please?
Yeah, because I mentioned to you, I think about 3 weeks ago, I think that they were stopping going to in December or so. They came out, CMS came out with a notice saying that they were going to stop agents from
Right.
helping people with FEMA related events going forward from 1st of April. Well, about 2 weeks ago, that was reversed. So agents will still be able to do
Oh,
that.
good, good. So if you happen to, like, say you turned 65 and you've missed the enrollment period, but like say you're living in the mountains of North Carolina, still in a tent, they're extending the period for you to get help
Yeah.
as far as your Medicare.
It was always going to remain like that, but instead of doing it through an agent, you were going to have to phone CMS and try
Oh.
to do it that way. And I think it would have missed a lot of people would not have known. that.
Sure, especially when
And
you
agents
call and
wouldn't have-
you can't get
yeah.
through. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Yes.
So
Understand. Okay. I thought that's what it was. And I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
people listening would know.
Mhm.
All right. Good. Very good.
yeah.
What else do people need to start thinking about? Let's see, your birthday's coming up in 1st of June. And you're going to be 65 and you're going to be automatically set up. You don't have to do anything, but you're automatically going to be set up with Medicare. You're going to be set up with Social Security unless you opt out of it. Now, if you opt out of it, that means they don't have any place to, if you sign for your Medicare payments. Can you opt out of Medicare at the same time that you opt out of Social Security?
If so, can you opt out of Medicare?
Okay, let's just
so
do it this way.
basically,
Let's
if
say
somebody
I'm
is-
still working, I'm 65, and I'm going to get this Medicare thing and Social Security thing. But for Medicare, I don't have to do it because if I don't take Social Security until I'm 70, I'm just going to have to pay for the Medicare premium, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So effectively, what happens if you're turning 65 and you're already collecting Social Security, you automatically are going to be given, or should automatically get Medicare A and B, unless you contact them and say, "Hey, I don't want to have Part B at this stage," but you'll get Medicare Part A. That's how it's meant to happen.
That's if you're getting Social Security.
Yeah, if you're not getting Social Security, then they should automatically just send you Medicare Part A. However, I always recommend that if you're turning 65, 3 months before you turn 65, you phone Social Security, go and visit them, whatever we're allowed to do, because it seems to be chopping and changing,
Mhm.
and sort out whether you want Part A and whether you want Part B or whether you don't. Let them know and make sure that you're getting at least Part A, and if you want Part B, that you've told them you want that too. Because I have come across 2 people in the past 8 years that didn't get Part A automatically for some reason.
Okay. But if I'm still working, I intend to work till I'm 70, hopefully. That's, if that's where I was coming up on. I got a birthday coming up. I'm going to be 65. Are they automatically going to give me Social Security without me asking for it, or are they just going to give me the option to have it without me asking for it, and then I can sign up or not sign up? Which is it? Do you know?
Well, my wife has never spoke about Social Security. I don't know the ins and outs of Social Security, but she never told them that she wanted Social Security, and she hasn't got it because we don't want her to have it.
Okay.
We didn't have to phone them up and say, "Hey, we don't want it."
Okay.
I think unless you say you want it.
Okay, we're going to have to get somebody on the line one day and talk to them about that. Now, if they're turning 65 and you're not going to get Social Security, are they still going to automatically sign you up for Medicare? Or do you have to be on Social Security to get Medicare at 65?
So if you're
not on
Social Security,
I don't want Social Security now. Do not give me Social Security
so
now.
they'll give you Part A automatically. But
they will give me. But do I have
that's
to pay
at
for
no
Part
cost. No, it's at no cost.
Okay, Part A is no cost.
So long as you or your spouse have worked for and paid taxes for 10 years.
Okay. So anyway, let's just all of that. But so they will give me Part A regardless.
Supposedly,
and I don't pay for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just pay for the Part B. Should you
that's
sign up?
185 for most people.
Yeah.
Unless you're earning a lot more.
That's about what it is for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, and if you do sign up for Part B and you do not want Social Security, you're going to have to pay $185 a month or whatever it is for you, right?
That will come out of your bank balance, which is what we've well, you can
Automatic.
arrange for it to come
Right.
out of your bank balance. That's what we've done for my wife, because we were getting bills sent to our house on I think every 3 months. And you got to pay whatever it was, $500
every 3 months. Yeah.
every 3 months. And so instead, what we did was my
Draft
wife
it, yeah.
arranged for it to be taken out of her, drafted out of her account every month.
What
So
if
we
it-
don't miss it.
What if they'd let you do it, like draft it out every day, just whatever the percentage would be?
No, they
Instead
don't
of
give
every
you that
3 months.
option. Yeah.
I wouldn't notice it as much as I would notice $500 out every
I
3
agree.
months.
No, but it's 185 every month.
Well, I know,
fine.
but do it
Yeah.
$1 a day, that'd be $3 a day, or over $6 a day.
Mhm.
I wouldn't notice that too much.
Something you work
Yeah.
all those years and you're retired to have a retirement, but then you still have to worry about making money to go into your health insurance to provide for your health. It's a never ending battle.
Yeah, well, it ends.
Right.
One
Aren't
day
you
it ends.
joyous person here.
Yeah.
It'll end.
Okay, Peter, what else you got cooking this morning? Anything? You're not going to be in person anymore unless somebody calls you and wants you to come by and see them.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not in the Walmart anymore, but you can contact me for all the different scenarios. Turning 65, if it's your first time on disability, you're getting disability for the first time. If you're losing your employer health insurance, if you gain or lose your low income subsidy, extra help, that is help with drugs, gain or lose Medicaid, or if you're moving from one county to another or from a different state to this one, or as we were talking about FEMA related events, if they've stopped you from being able to do something during an election period, you're able to get.
Right.
Okay.
If there is
good,
one available,
yes.
you can do that.
Here's a thought process too, folks. Okay, let's say you're still working, you've got your company provided insurance plan, but you find out, well, it's company provided, but because of the cost of insurance over the years, and even before I left the corporation that I was working for, I used to get it for free.
Mm-hmm.
It was that was one of the benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point in time, prior to me leaving, they said, well, you're going to have to pay a percentage of what it costs us for your plan, where it's no longer a freebie across the board. Mine, as it turned out, I did check. Mine was like $40 a month. So I said, yeah, I'll take that, because I did a quick check and I couldn't get insurance for $40 a month.
Yeah.
But if those insurance plans are still costing you let's say you're going to be turning 65 and you can pay $185 a month to get Part B along with your Part A that's there.
Mhm.
That 185 might be cheaper than what you're already paying your company, but you need to find out how much you're paying. You might not know how much you're paying.
So what you need to do, and this is what I do for quite a lot of people, is do a financial analysis, looking at what the costs of each way to go is and what the benefits
Sure.
of the standalone Medicare Advantage plans are compared to the plan that your company is offering you.
Got it.
Often, it's a lot of people pick the Advantage plan.
Sure. Okay. So, guys, even though it's the end of the period here, if you're going to be turning 65 anytime between now and this open enrollment in October. God.
Yeah.
If you're going to be
Not
turning,
far off, is it? It's only
It's
6
not
months
anymore.
away.
and in October, if you're going to be turning 65 between now and then, you may want to get some information from your employer if you've got employee insurance, employer provided insurance, and you're going to continue working, whether you keep that plan and how much is that plan costing you, or you just go full scale Medicare with Part B and the Advantage plan, right?
Yeah.
It may be cheaper.
Yeah.
You won't know until you check it. I don't know what your company's charging you. You might not either.
Yeah.
Just look at your paycheck. You'll find out, but you might not really pick up on it. Okay. And then go see Peter. All right. Now to reach Peter, you can call him at 252 675 4488.
That's right.
252
Or
675
you did excellent.
4488.
Or you can email him at peter@foxplans.com.
So
Yes.
you say that so well.
foxplans.com. Cheers.
Cheers, yeah, and
Cheers.
tatas and all that sort of good stuff. Okay. What else do they need to worry about between now and whenever?
So some things that I think could help people is you make sure you've got the evidence of coverage for your plan. That's all the rules and provides information about what you're covered for on the plan, how to file a grievance if you needed to do that. So you can contact the company you're signed up with, so it's Blue Cross or one of the other companies, and ask them for the evidence of coverage and the formulary. That's a list of the drugs, and have that you want those printed out and sent to you, and they will do that. And if you ask, what I found is by asking for it once, when I got my when I first signed up with a Blue Cross plan, there was a little checklist, and it said, "Do you want the evidence of coverage? Do you want the formulary printed out and sent to you?" And I put yes. And each year since then, they have sent me those.
Just do it automatically.
So that's quite nice because it gives me the rules. And if, like last night, I was talking to a lady, and she was on probably about 18 drugs or so. She's got a lot of
Things.
things going on and not pleasant. And so we were trying to find out what to do about one drug that wasn't on the formulary. So and it was quite handy there that I went online, pulled the formulary down, and we found a list of 3 pages worth of drugs for that particular drug that she was on. So she could talk to her doctor the next day and see if she could find something else that didn't need a formulary exception or that was a lower tier, because then it would drop her drug prices down by over $1,000 for the year.
That's another thing too. You may want to check if you're paying. I don't know. As you get older, the likelihood, probability, the chances are that you're going to be using more and more drugs as more and more things go wrong with you as you
get older.
There's stuff that happens. Okay, you might want to take a look at what are the possibilities. What is my family history? What happened with my dad, with mom, and my granddad, and because some of these things can skip a generation. So go back a couple of generations and take a look, see at what are the likelihoods. What are my older brothers and sisters? What has something happened to them that could be hereditary? Same thing I might have to go through, and then start making some plans just in case you don't.
Well, I've done that for myself.
Yeah.
Because my mother died of cancer.
Yep.
And because, well, my wife's mother got bad cancer too. And I then got skin cancer, and I've now had 5 Mohs surgeries from skin cancer, which is 5 too many.
That was one too
But
many.
you know, they've done a fantastic job with the ones that you had on your face, and you came in here and big old bandages. Excellent job.
Yeah.
Well, I've had one done on my face, except I didn't have surgery. I just went ahead and went with the treatments.
Yeah.
So.
They just went in and cut and snapped and pulled and pulled the stuff out by the roots.
I had the radiation treatment, so I'd go in several days a week, and you walk in, you're out 5 minutes later. It was a lot better than cutting my face open. So that was just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
you know, these
give it a
advantage
lot.
plans are great, Peter, and especially when it comes to talking about drugs and stuff. Like I am on one tablet now, is for inflammation, my hip. And it generally the cost is like $10 a month, which is not much at all.
Yeah.
But it adds up if you're on a lot of other meds. But that's the only thing that I take. But I pay $1.23 for a 30-day supply because of my health plan. I have such a great health plan.
Yeah.
And you know, and I went and I did that catalog for safety devices, and I got the mat for the bathtub. And I thought, I could probably just go to Kmart. Well, can't go to Kmart, Target or something, get a bath mat just as good. This thing is thick and it's heavy. You are not going to slip on it, and it doesn't get all
wrinkled up.
and all dirty looking. You know, I mean, it was a heavy mat. I was impressed with it.
Okay,
Very
well, that's good
impressed.
news.
So,
Yeah, I like that. Run. I got to do some looking.
That is one of the things I would do, is make sure that you do make use of your benefits.
Yes, first
Having
time
said
ever.
that, I did not use my over-the-counter money for the first 3 months. I know, aren't I bad?
Well, see, now I
There's
found
2 out
out
of 3
mine
of us
was
sitting here who
different.
did that, who failed to do it. I used part of it one trip. I got what I needed.
Yeah.
And I failed to go back. So yesterday I'm sitting there saying, you are an April fool, you idiot. You forgot to do it. You told everybody to do it, and you forgot to do it. I
Right.
meant to do it time and again and again.
See, I have my regular checkup today, and I can put that on my plan and get credit and get money loaded to my card.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
No, that's great. Yeah. So I was this morning. I was thinking, I should have done it because I was folding the ends of my toothpaste tube over, trying to squeeze the last little drop. Damn! I should have used my over-the-counter money.
Yes. Could have bought lots of toothpaste.
Yes, and sold it on the street corner.
Well, see, I didn't use mine last year or the year before, but, we kept talking about it. And finally, I sat down and went through it was so easy to what I went through. But then I found out I didn't get the over-the-counter money. But when I go to the doctor for regular checkups, they put money on a debit card, which never expires.
Yeah.
So you don't have to use it within 3 months. You've got to the end of the year, I imagine. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Well.
I'm very
All right.
happy with mine. Very
Peter,
happy.
No,
thank
that's
you.
great.
We do appreciate it, sir, as always.
Yes,
And we'll see
as
you, in a
always.
month?
In a
Yes.
month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Somewhere,
Excuse me.
maybe Kelly will have her driver's license renewed by then. She's sweating because she just found out this morning her driver's license expires in May and she didn't know it.
Oh, she's got plenty. She'll get it. She'll be
Oh,
fine.
that's fine. If it's
Yeah.
only May, then she's fine.
She's got to get an appointment to get in.
My wife went to rent a car last year
Whoops.
and found out that her license had expired 10
Ruh-roh.
months before. So,
They're supposed to send you a notice, but
Yeah.
apparently they don't do that sometimes.
yeah, well,
Or she
She-
let it go in and out one ear and out the other. That's
I
what I
don't
would
know, but anyway, she she was going to drive because my arthritis was actually sore. She was going to drive, so I ended up driving instead.
She taught you a lesson, didn't she? You should have told her license is going to expire. All right, Peter,
Yeah.
thank you. We'll see you in a month.
Thank you
And
very much.
guys, if
Yeah.
you need to talk to
Look forward
him,
to that.
if you need to talk to him again, that number is 252-675-4488. 252-675-4488. You can make an appointment with him. You can come see him. He'll go see you. He'll knock on your door and after you invite him to do so, and then you can sit down and talk about it. Don't wait till the last minute.
Or we can meet in a McDonald's.
Or you can
Yeah.
go to a McDonald's, or he'll probably even take you to Burger King if you want that. Meet you there.
Or you could go to Golden Corral in the
Yeah.
car park
And the car park.
on North Marine Boulevard.
You can park in the car park on North Marine Boulevard. And when you go in there, if you're 65 or older, might be 60 or older, but anyway, if you're of an age and older, between 1 and 3 weekdays, you get your meal for a lot less. Ooh.
I just
I
so enjoy listening to Peter's
Well,
in his accent
Yeah.
every week, and now we're reduced to once a month for a while.
Well, you can call him.
Well, I'll tell you one funny thing. My wife was telling me, Peter, you can't call pastors or pastors. That's spelling it. You're saying it wrong. It's going to be pastor or something. I can't say my R's completely correctly. So she was really emphasizing it. So on Saturday, I went out to see a pastor, and I said, am I saying this correctly? Or he says, that's perfectly fine. He says, you're absolutely fine. He says, what I don't like is people that call me minister or.
I don't know. There's reverend, minister, and pastors. I mean, what's the difference?
Okay, let's see. It's the Reverend Pete Smith, Pastor Pete Smith, Father Pete Smith. Let's see, what else is there?
Preacher? I don't know.
Yes,
You
some
probably
people
don't do
down
that.
into the
Vicar.
Southern Baptist, you can also say Preacher Smith. You can get away with that, but and there are any ways to address them, and there's one or two ways you're not supposed to do it.
In England, you talk about going to see the vicar, but I don't think you ever call him vicar to his face.
Oh, is that right?
You don't call him vicar
Why?
to his face.
Will you get hexed?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I've always wondered that. I mean, I understand the Catholic titles, but when it comes to reverend, minister, preacher, pastor, what's the difference? They're all representatives of God. And I know there's different religions like Baptist, Methodist. Does that make the difference? Anybody out there know? Call us.
Regions
Just
make a
curious.
difference.
Yeah.
Regions in this country.
So
will
what
make a
happens if
difference.
you call a preacher a minister? Do you get
Oh,
slapped?
you're done. No. If you do it in the Catholic face, he calls the nun over, and you know what's going to happen then.
You get smacked, or they throw holy water on you or something.
No, to hold your head under holy water.
It's weird how different names for different things from different areas. I used to sell cement. I used to sell cement, and it was bags of cement in one part of South Africa, and sacks of cement in the other part of South Africa. And so you had to, depending on who you were selling to, you were either talking about bags or sacks.
Well, in Sicily, they call it, shoes of cement. Let's take a break. Peter, thank you. We'll see you next month. You're live in Local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival is proud to present Justin Moore.
That's why we drank. Here's to the ones who didn't make it back home. You look like I need a drink.
Thursday, April 3rd at Live Oak Bank Pavilion in Wilmington with Cameron Marlowe.
Cause I'm getting confused.
Justin Moore.
Somebody else will.
Thursday, April 3rd in Wilmington. Tickets on sale now at ncazaleafestival.org. Also performing at this year's North Carolina Azalea Festival, Flo Rida, the 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival.
Thanks in part to the DFS Agency, advertising reimagined blooming with creativity. The official advertising agency of the North Carolina Azalea Festival. The DFSagency.com. By Blade & Bow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Solera Aged Bourbon, preserving the legacy of Louisville's legendary Stitzel-Weller Distillery. And by Novon Health, committed to creating a healthier future in all the communities it serves. To find a doctor or learn more, visit novonhealth.org.
ncazaleafestival.org.
Okie dokie, that Azalea Festival is off and running right now, and the Queen has probably just gotten her official portrait taken. Just in case I should have made arrangements to have a call with her at this time. Yeah, dadgummit, because that's I used to do things like that. That's always a lot of fun, and they would always agree to it. Okie dokie, we're gonna take a quick look at the weather right now, and as soon as I can get it all queued up, we will take a look and see what's going on. It's looking pretty decent out there for you folks who want to go offshore. High pressure, and it's hanging around here. It is offshore right now, and will stay around offshore for the rest of this week and probably the first half of the weekend at least. Easterly winds today, only about 15 knots, 3 to 4 foot seas out there. Not bad at all. If you got the right boat, you can go on out. You can hit the Gulf Stream today without too much problem. 3 foot waves from the east, about 5 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Southerly winds tomorrow, 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Friday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, seas 3 to 4. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Water temperatures looking pretty good in the approaching 63, 4 degrees there in most of the surf up and down the North Carolina coast. It's probably going to warm up a little bit more because we got some daytime highs.
Nice.
When I say near shore, we're talking about on the beach, y'all. It warms up there a lot quicker than it warms up offshore. Offshore temperatures about 64 now, and they are climbing. You should be finding some Spanish mackerel here in the very near future.
Nice.
Bring me some.
I saw some pictures on social media the other day where a few had been caught. They're pretty good size too. Today, mostly cloudy with a high near 73. Winds 6 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 63. Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 82. Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny with highs near 88.
I tell you, it's
Beautiful
going
weekend.
to be hot, and hotter.
But you know what, Rayford? For the first time last night, I turned the air on because it got real stuffy in the house. And it was about 76, but it was stuffy.
Oh, we had windows.
I woke up
windows open and the fans going last night. It was so nice. In fact, I dozed as usual. In other words, I napped. In other words, I went to sleep for a while, a few hours in my chair, my big overstuffed chair, and I don't know when the TV stopped. If I don't move or don't touch the control for a period of time, she shuts down. I just don't know when it happened.
Mine does that too, and it's so aggravating.
Well, I wake up and find it took over where I left off.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did that and got a good night's sleep because I had the two windows in the den open and the family room open, and I had the door open with the screen there, and the breeze was coming right on through. It felt so dang good. It was really
Misty.
really, really a mess.
Miss Misty Lee's calling us.
Misty. Let's play Misty. What you think?
I love that song. I like that movie.
love it.
Yeah,
That was a
play
good movie.
Misty for me. A great movie.
Mm-hmm.
All the fog and everything. He's one of my favorites anyway from the days of Rowdy Yates way back.
Oh, that's right. Well, good morning. How are you?
We're doing
Good
great. We're getting ready
morning.
for a Friday evening.
Yes.
Gosh, we are, aren't we? We're in the countdown now.
Yep.
The final push for ticket sales for Jacksonville High School's project graduation reverse raffle. So get your tickets
Yes.
today or tomorrow.
Okay, good. You got through tomorrow anyway.
That's right.
And yeah, that's going to be Friday night with the big event. This $100 will get you a raffle ticket, but that's not what it really gets you. It doesn't get you just a meal to go with it for two people either. It gets you the satisfaction of knowing you're really helping this project graduation deal. Y'all, maybe, I'm old but I remember graduation. I remember all the activities that we didn't have decent people doing decent things in those days. I remember some of the things that were going on. And, the bad thing is I left that graduation ceremony and I didn't partake in any of that because I wasn't one of those folks anyway. I just went home. But then I thought about it later on. I just saw a lot of these people. There's 250 people that were my classmates that I will never, ever see again.
I know. Yeah. It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
And I haven't seen most of my classmates, even with the reunions that we have every few years. And they don't ever look the same, those that I do see. But this is an opportunity, and it's for us with a safe environment, great conditions. Parents, you can go home and take a nap. You don't have to stay up all night long and worry.
That's right.
It's cheap, $100. Go buy a ticket.
Yes, and not only that, but like I said, you get to go in there and enjoy the raffle. You don't have to stay to the very end. If you win, they'll call you. and I will be right there, Misty.
Or
No
I'll,
worries.
or I'll call you and let you know that I just picked up your money and you only got $100, but it's okay.
But you have an evening of socializing, fun, laughter.
Mhm.
You have food. You can put bids on auction items,
Yep.
silent auction. So it's a lot of fun. If anything, just get a ticket, go to support the kids. I mean,
That's-
it's all worth it.
Even if you don't even participate, just call them, give them $100 and get a ticket out there.
Yes.
And if you want to donate the ticket to somebody, call me. I'll pick it up.
Well,
from you.
we've put all the links on our Facebook and YouTube pages, and then on our regular Facebook during off times. It's easy to do. You can always go to Eventbrite and say what's in Jacksonville, North Carolina this weekend, but you need to do it now.
Yeah. Now, if you are the winner of the 10 grand and you really want to make a splash, go ahead and donate it for either this year or next year's event. Get something going.
Isn't that the truth?
So
can we donate
You
a
have a head
partial?
start for
yeah,
next
donate
year.
what you want, but
Right. No, I mean, I agree. That's great.
that would be great.
And you know, we're
Deputy,
go ahead, Misty.
I was gonna say every year, like your start, it's a new group that takes over every year.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a learning curve every year at the beginning of the school year. And so, yeah, you've got to hit the ground running and go ahead and earn the $10,000 because you're obligated to that $10,000 grand prize. And then you've got to keep on,
Yeah.
So we've been hitting it hard trying to get these ticket sales and go ahead and get the money that we need to put on this project graduation, which will be the night after or the night of graduation. So, and it's just like you said, it's to give them a safe, alcohol and drug-free celebration, a fun graduation night, keeps them off the highway.
Yep.
And also, like you said, it's like that one more celebration and a chance to make a memory with your class as a whole class. So it's a really cool memory that they'll be creating.
Sure. That's just great.
That we have a silent auction that's part of this event on Friday, and local businesses and families and like boutiques, car dealerships, all that. Like Sanders Ford and Marine Chevrolet have donated like a financial donation to us.
Oh, good.
And then like local people with like photo sessions. Jay Nicholson, the Formal Wear Boutique, she has donated 6 formal gowns.
That's nice.
Valued at over $4,500 to this event, to the silent auction.
Good.
Wow.
So you'll have a chance to bid on that. I mean, that was so generous. Onslow Fitness is another one. They donated a 1-year membership, and that's valued at about $900.
Yeah.
And all kinds of flags. Local restaurants have donated gift cards. I don't know if you probably know Bernie Rossish, who is the art teacher at Jacksonville High School. Like, he's beloved.
Yes.
And he has he's painted an oil painting for us, and that's going to be in the silent auction too. So we're real excited about that. So there's just so many cool things. It's fun to shop, and you just go through and you put your bid down. It's a silent auction, and then you can keep revisiting the sheet of the item that you love.
Yep.
And sometimes some things you get into a bidding war with. So
not that I've ever staked out one of those tables after putting a bid there.
We know a few people who haunt.
Yeah,
those
we do.
tables.
It's kind of fun to watch. So it's going to be a fun time. And for the food, Billy Sewell, who is a Jacksonville High School grad,
Yes,
is helping us with Golden Corral,
Yay.
and Mission Barbecue is helping us out. So it's going to be a good dinner too.
Yeah, it'll be a great dinner. Both of those places will
Yes.
provide some wonderful stuff, and they're
Yes,
both
they
very
do.
community oriented and they're safety conscious. And of course, Mr. Sewell, not Billy,
You're talking about
Sewell.
Lewis.
I'm talking
Sewell.
about no, Mr. Sir Sewell.
Yes.
Back in the day when my days in high school.
I still have PTSD. Yeah, when he was my principal in the middle school, then called junior high.
He was, I think, close to being the executioner. Really
Scared me. I mean,
close.
Oh my
scared me.
goodness.
Now he
scared me.
ruled with an iron fist. So he was
Yes, he did.
a nice guy, but he got the job done. He was funny. After I got out of school, he was hilarious, but not. So,
I don't know. I just know when you saw that man come down the hall, everybody scattered and got into their classes.
Uh-huh.
We were like, shut the doors quick. Here he
you-
comes.
You can clear the hallway in a heartbeat.
Oh my
Yes.
Misty, thank you. And this will be a great event. We're going to keep talking about it. So the tickets are on sale through Thursday.
Yes, they're through midnight Thursday.
Okay,
so
good.
if you want tickets, let me know. And also we have that Eventbrite link, which that makes it easy if you're
Yes.
trying to make
Yes,
your
it
purchase
does.
at like 11:59
Yeah.
on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes, if you just get up with us or do the Eventbrite link, and we'll be more than happy to get tickets to you. So, and thank y'all
Very
so much
good.
Sounds
for
great.
supporting us. We
Our
appreciate it.
pleasure. We do
Well,
appreciate
you
it.
know, we're alumni
Yep.
and we talk Jacksonville High School
Go Cards.
quite a bit.
That's right. Go Cards.
Go Cards.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Misty.
much.
Talk to you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye. That's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Kelly had to rush out of here earlier. She got a call. Her daughter had been involved
Yeah.
in a wreck, y'all.
Fender bender.
Wasn't her
and-
fault. And
Mhm.
somebody backed into her. Probably a screw up hitting the accelerator instead of the brake. It backed into her, and she had minor injuries. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. It was Monday yesterday. Today's Wednesday. It was day before yesterday. It was Monday.
Oh, like what?
Kid Rock. You know Kid Rock?
Oh, I love
He
Kid Rock.
appeared in the Oval Office. He was watching as the president signed an executive order that was designed to crack down on ticket scalping for live entertainment events. You know, that's
goodness.
stuff that I would like to be able to do, but I never could do it.
That you talk about
I
doing
keep
all
doing
the
it. I
time.
threaten to do it, including the abusive practice of buying up tickets via bots, then reselling
Right.
them at inflated prices. Well, Kid Rock, he was dressed like Kid Rock. He was wearing a flashy outfit of red, white, and blue with what looked like flames shooting out of the stitching. His hat was a white boulder chapeau with a red, white, and blue headband. So Trump's there, the media's there, right? And Trump looks up at the media. He looked over at one dude, works for Fox News. His name is Peter Ducey. They get along pretty well. And he said to Peter, he said, did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think so. Typical Trump style. He asks a question, then answers it himself. Ducey, who's becoming more confident each year of his still young career, responded, no. He never did press conferences next to someone who looks like he's about to be shot out of a cannon. Trump, Kid Rock, and the rest of the room had some pretty hearty laughs at Ducey, who is supposed to be a nice, easygoing, solid journalist, not
I like
a
him.
fun-loving type of individual, but his other colors came out. His daddy
I
was
like
his
him.
daddy was a funny guy. His daddy worked for Fox News, a producer, I think it was.
He is kind of funny. I've seen him do
Yeah.
specials and stuff, and when he lets
But
his hair down, it
Yeah,
is funny.
it's taken a while for him to get that comfortable. So, but
Yeah.
anyway,
I like him.
Elon's taken the attacks on his babies, the Tesla vehicle, somewhat personal. Musk,
would
of
too.
course, is the brains or brawn or money or whatever behind the electric vehicles. And as the man Trump appointed to look for waste and fraud throughout our government, Musk has been taking some heat. The heat turned to fires at Tesla dealerships, Molotov cocktails tossed at parked Teslas, the EVs being eyed and otherwise vandalized, as well as the charging
Nice.
stations. I'm not, and I have not been a big fan of electric vehicles. Y'all know that, not yet. It's way in their infancy. The American motoring public should not be forced. That was my big problem. Be forced into making such a radical transition, an expensive radical transition with the massive reports of various issues. The normal guy will have a tough time making ends meet by purchasing one of these vehicles, okay? And not being able to purchase. The other vehicles on the lower end are going to be is not so good if that's the only thing we had to choose from. Well, all of that has changed. It's been pointed out by very smart people that our power grid will have to be improved a lot to be able to handle a mass invasion of electric cars. They all have to be charged up. Elon is irritated. He's urging law enforcement agencies who are investigating all of these mishaps at dealerships and with vehicles themselves to go after the bigwigs, those generals, as he calls them, who are orchestrating the attacks.
Ooh.
With that, not being an Elon fan, I will give you that. I wholeheartedly agree with him. What we've seen may be the work in some cases of copycats, but there's not a lot of doubt among real investigators that the damages are the result of an intense, organized, anti-Trump, anti-Musk program. Anybody disagree?
Well, I want to know what proofs do they have the generals are doing this? I'd like to see that.
Not generals, not military generals.
Well, that's what I thought you
The
meant.
generals who were in charge of the organized chaos.
I got you now. Right. Well, there's been a lot of stuff going around that the Democrats are behind it too. But like I say, I want to see it. Like, I want to see names. I want to see some arrest.
That's what I want to say. I don't care about who they are. I just want
Right.
to see somebody going to jail
Right.
for all of this heinous garbage that's going on. It's ridiculous.
Well, you talked about the controversy with one side rallying against the Trump administration. Cory Booker, we talked about him yesterday morning with his very long speech before Congress.
Yep.
It went 24 hours. 24 hours on the floor bashing the Trump administration.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a long time. He set a new record.
Is there an alternative to Microsoft?
Yes. There's like Google. There's like Adobe. Depends on what you need it for. Are you having issues again?
They've blocked up the screen here saying Windows is coming to an end, yada, 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 support for this Windows. And then I can't get to anything else.
Does it tell you not to reboot? I usually shut mine down completely and reboot and it just, let me see this.
Nope. I've got this. I'm just going into something else now. Task Manager.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you can
that's
you
gotta
can end the
go.
task.
Oh yeah.
It's so
I'm going to end some tasks.
aggravating.
I'm going to end their. If I could get my hands on them, I could end their task.
Wow.
They wouldn't have to breathe
Well,
anymore.
maybe Elon will come out with a new operating system.
Yeah, I would actually enjoy somebody coming out with something.
Yes.
Is
Because
workable.
you have Microsoft, and it used to be when you got the old desktop computers,
Yeah.
you had Microsoft on it to where if you wanted to type a letter, it helped you. It gave you different formats and stuff. Now you have to pay for all that.
Yeah.
You have to pay for all your operating systems.
All
It
right, the
just-
Azalea Festival is off and running, y'all. There's still time to get some tickets. There's a concert tomorrow night and one on Friday night.
The 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival is proud to present Justin Moore.
That's why we drag. Here's to the ones who didn't make it back home.
Thursday, April 3rd at Live Oak Bank Pavilion in Wilmington with Cameron Marlowe.
I'm giving you
Justin Moore.
somebody else with.
Thursday, April 3rd in Wilmington. Tickets on sale now at ncazaleafestival.org. Also performing at this year's North Carolina Azalea Festival, Flo Rida, the 78th Annual North Carolina Azalea Festival.
Thanks in part to Rent-A-John, the official portable restroom sponsor of the Azalea Festival. Offers reliable 24/7 portable sanitation rentals, dumpsters, and temporary fencing for all your event and construction needs. Locally owned and always ready to serve Wilmington with clean, top-quality restrooms and more. By Liberty and Plenty Distillery, makers of fine and handcrafted vodka, rum, whiskey, and gin. And a proud sponsor of the North Carolina Azalea Festival. Take a sip and enjoy with spirited curiosity. And by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be with the U.S. Army. Discover careers and opportunities you never knew existed at GoArmy.com.
GoArmy.com. Yeah, and we do appreciate them taking time to want to advertise with us during this time. So that's a really good deal. We do
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
The illegal immigrant accused of killing an Atlanta area grandmother has been indicted and now faces additional disturbing charges related to that brutal murder.
Oh gosh.
Hector David Sagastum Rivas, a 21-year-old Honduran illegal alien, was caught and released at the border in March 2021 and has had an active deportation order since July 2023 after he ignored a deportation order. Cobb County Police say Sagastum Rivas killed Camellia Williams, a 51-year-old mother of 5 and a grandmother, then dumped her body in the woods, drawing parallels to the murder of nursing student Laken Riley, who was also killed by a caught and released illegal and left in the woods in Georgia. In addition to felony and malice murder, Sagastum Rivas is now being charged with aggravated assault, aggravated sexual battery, rape, and necrophilia. This is the guy that you were talking about yesterday. I cannot talk enough about him because I don't want him to slip through the cracks again. If we had done what we were supposed to do in 2021 and kicked his sorry butt back to Honduras or just away from our border, or giving him some lead weights and tell him to swim down the Rio Grande. I don't care. His freedom, his desires to come into this country do not compare to the rights of this woman, an American female, mother of 5, and a grandmother who was murdered, assaulted, raped after she was dead.
Wow.
Authorities say this lowlife excuse for a human choked Williams until she was unconscious and then put his knees on her neck and used his full body weight to kill her. She was later found in the bushes of a neighborhood yard in Marietta. It's just outside Atlanta.
He's an animal.
An animal doesn't do that.
He's just a...
Mrs. Williams told relatives in the days leading up to her brutal murder that she feared she was being followed. Here's the timeline for this scum.
Yeah, please say.
Sagastum Rivas, whatever, entered the United States illegally on March 17th, 2021. Was arrested by the U.S. Border Patrol at the time. He was issued a notice per the orders of the time back in 2021. Turn him loose and tell him to show up, and paroled into the country.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't show up. A judge ordered him to be located and then removed on July 11th, 2023. That was almost 2 years ago. Just shy now of that 2 year later, while running amok on March 18th, 2025, he was arrested by the Cobb County Police Department for capital murder and those other crimes. I'm sorry. Now we're going to keep this thing alive in this country for the next 20 to 25 years. Even if he's sentenced to death, which he will likely be sentenced to death in Georgia.
Well, that takes years, though.
20 to 25 years at least before he will die.
Yes.
He's 20-something now.
And we're going to house him for those years?
We're going to pay. The state of Georgia is going to pay for that to happen.
No. That's a shame.
What kind of damage do you think he's going to do to other people inside the prison who might not be as bad as he is? I mean, they got bad people there. He'll be associating with them. But even while he's there, he hasn't been convicted. But even after he's convicted, he'll be a convicted murderer. Even if he's on death row, you know, they see other people. It's not like they're isolated forever.
Right.
At what point in time do we just stop this? When did we stop this stupid, out of control train that's headed for a cliff? When do we get off of it?
Well,
People like this, even I don't care what you can say about this guy.
Mhm.
There's no way he would ever be rehabilitated. Life in prison is, why should we put up with it? Why should we go
Right.
to the expense between now and 25 years from now to put a bullet in his head? Why should we even have to pay for that amount of time? You give him his superior, get him to court, find him guilty, assuming that's what's going to occur. Run it up to the Supreme Court, and they say, yeah, no errors, no runs, no one left on base. You're out of here.
Exactly. I don't know. But what I think what really bothers me when you have stories like this and situations like this is, number one, we're housing them. We're having to make sure they get their rights under our laws.
We're not sending a message to others just like him.
And then you have people that are constantly out there protesting the fact that we've got somebody like this and we're holding them.
Scum.
I just don't get it.
I don't understand how that can happen. I don't understand how it's happening. It's just not, it's beyond comprehension.
The amount of people that we've let into this country over the last, 2-3 years, and the MS-13 gang members, the TDs.
Yeah, and then the people are screaming and hollering because we're sending them down to El Salvador. What have we gotten rid of now? 100,000 so far? That's a drop in the bucket. That's a small number of people.
Well, just think the day that you need help and the day that you have to go to state Medicaid or some other type of agency to get help so you can put food on your table and feed and clothe your kids. You think about what we've put out for people that didn't even have the right to be in this country at the time.
No, should not have been here.
So,
should not have been turned loose. We allowed him free reign in this country to kill. We don't know how many other people he's robbed or raped or anything else.
Very
They don't
true.
come into this country being
Very true.
innocent civilians and being nice people. They come in
Right.
here because, oh my God, I can sneak in with all those other people who are claiming they're coming in for asylum. I'm going to sneak in right along with them. He's just like a bunch of sheep with wolves in the middle.
Housing is bad right now. Interest mortgage rates are going to go back up another 3%.
Yep.
Right now, we need to get our insurance commissioner on the line. I'm going to have to call him today. Do you know that there is a rate increase requested for car insurance now, for automobile insurance? That, I don't doubt, is going to go up tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the amount of wrecks, everything around here and around other places. I mean, it's gotten so hot. It's gotten ridiculous. Every day is something. Every day.
Yep.
But real sad news, because we haven't discussed this. They were able to find the fourth body of the four American from Georgia that went missing. They were in Lithuania. They were doing training exercises, and they were 88, which is an armored vehicle weighing 63 tons.
Mm-hmm.
And it drove into a pond that was about 15 feet deep in water.
Yeah, they were trying to recover another vehicle that was down there. And no.
Yeah, very,
Bad
very
move.
sad.
Bad
But
move.
all four were from Georgia. So from the Army base there in Georgia. So
Fort Stewart, I think.
yes, but they did. I keep wanting to say Myers. I have Myers on the brain, but
Fort Myers is in Florida. It's not a base.
I knew that too. I know that too. But for some reason, that just keeps popping into my head. But young gentlemen too. I was just looking at, they've identified 3 of them already. Army PFC Dante Tautano of Guam, Edvin Franco, 25 of Glendale, California, and Sergeant Jose Dunez, 25 of Juliet, Illinois, were the 3 that they have identified thus far. Just babies.
Batman is dead.
One of them.
Actor Val Kilmer,
Yes.
who starred in many high-profile films, including Top Gun, Batman Forever, and Tombstone,
Mm-hmm.
He passed away yesterday at the young age of 65. The New York Times said he had died of pneumonia. He was in LA, and apparently he'd been sick for quite some time. Had throat cancer, diagnosed with throat cancer back in 2015. Recovered.
Yes.
You just never know. So
Yeah, we woke up to the news yesterday. It was Dr. Kildare. Today is Batman. What's going on? What's going on?
Yep.
We're losing all our actors and actresses. You know, it's just that time. And we were talking yesterday, I think when we went off the air, about Kim Delaney, who played Lieutenant Diane Russell. Well, she's Detective Diane Russell on NYPD Blue, arrested under felonious domestic assault.
Yeah, and they put her in jail without bond.
Without bond.
I don't know if that's been changed or not, but
well, her husband was charged with misdemeanor domestic assault, and he was released on what, a $20,000 bond. But she's in there. She was in there last week. Her no bond.
I wonder if she's signing autographs.
You know, hey, I wonder if she's getting special treatment because who she is. I bet she's getting an extra candy bar every day, don't you?
U.S. Department of Labor Secretary Lori Chavez de Rima announced Monday that her department will return over $1 billion in unused COVID-era funding.
Oh, good.
Turn it back to the taxpayers amid the Trump administration's push for the Department of Government Efficiency to slash waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. In a news release, the Labor Department also said $1.4 billion of unspent COVID funding, $1.4 billion will be returned to taxpayers through the U.S. Department of Treasury's General Fund. And they're also looking to recover the remaining $2.9 billion. Apparently, when they stopped this program, said, don't do it anymore, 4 states still started sucking there at the pot. They were still taking money out. Don't know what the 4 states were, but there were 4 states that did not stop as were ordered, and they continued getting the money.
I'm going to tell you right
What's
now.
wrong with this picture?
I have no doubt in my mind there's a lot of people that made a lot of money off the COVID funds that didn't deserve them or even qualified, and a lot of people got rich.
Yep, they did.
And
then a lot of people, I mean, they paid people not to go to work. That was what one of the big deals was. And a lot of this went to for unemployment because people were not working. And then after the COVID thing stopped and people were still not working, a lot of people were still getting the money. And those 4 of those states, that's where it was really occurring.
Well, I'm anxious to see the report on all these NGOs that have been uncovered, the non-governmental organizations that we as taxpayers have been giving money to.
Who ordered that?
That's right. And my understanding is they uncovered a lot that actually maybe out of, like, let's just pull a figure out. The $50,000 they were giving them, they used $25 of it for something having to do with the organization. Where's the rest of the money? I'm going to tell you what, whether you like Elon Musk or not, whether you like Trump or not, we're finding out that a lot of our tax dollars.
We knew it, but we refused to acknowledge it.
That's right.
We, the people, have been complaining about it. I almost said a bad word. We've been complaining about it for decades.
Yeah. And, you know, and like I will admit it's fast and furious, and some of the stuff doesn't make sense to me, but how many years, year after year after year, election after election after election, we sit here and complain about government spending. So we'll see how it all works out.
Okay, coming up tomorrow, we're going to have a little Miller time in here, find out what's going on in the world of sports, and something about, what was this, Mile High March Madness or whatever? I don't know.
Oh, this coming Saturday is going to be good. We're down to the Final Four.
Uh-huh.
Go Duke. I mean, I have to, I'm not I'm a Carolina girl, but.
Well, Carolina's not in it.
If Carolina's not in it, I'm going to back Duke all the way. And I'm going to tell you what, watching Cooper Flags play, oh, Lord have mercy.
I understand he's a hot thing on the court. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow, no doubt, with Chris in here.
Yes.
And then also we got the mayor of Swansboro coming in. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not the mayor.
He's
actually.
not the mayor. He's not.
The director.
Well, no, he's what outranks a mayor? General.
He is the director of the Greater Swansboro Chamber of Commerce.
And that goes beyond the city limits of Swansboro.
That's right. It goes into Cape Carteret,
Oh,
and
wow.
he is a resident there. And we haven't had him on a while.
We
We need to
haven't.
catch up on
Known
what's
him for
happening
many
in
years.
Swansboro.
He was with the Jacksonville Daily News forever and
Right.
ever and ever.
You know, they have a new mayor, and I think they just
Yeah, they do.
appointed a new council person too. So
Yeah.
we had to find out what's all going on. They've got a lot of events coming up.
Yeah, we'll find out. But what's new on the good side, the good stuff that's going to be happening. And so why
Right.
not go to the Chamber of Commerce
That's
director?
right. Well, Mike has it all.
Yep, he'll be
So-
joining us in the studio tomorrow, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you got questions, save them.
Right.
No, just send them to us. We'll ask him, unless he wants to take some questions. If you're, and
Yep.
we'll do that. And you got to go run. And tell Regina, I said, hey.
I will. I mean,
All right,
it's
we'll
in
see you
like
tomorrow.
13 minutes.
We'll see you live and local tomorrow morning at 7:00. So have a great rest of your day. Be safe and watch out for the pollen. See you in the morning. Bye.